This starts off with a big bang, doesn't it? And literally, we start off with children here being the, affecting the relationship, but then what do we got here? The Six of Cups, which actually talks about children in here. McCann. You have the King and Queen of Pentacles, which is amazing. So that's what I'm saying. You guys know you're ready for this. You know you're ready for that Ace of Pentacles. You know you're ready for that beginning that's going to really last a long time. And you're ready to invest in this relationship. That's what that means. You're putting in time, you're putting in work, you're putting in real stuff to make a real foundation happen with this relationship, makes up the stand. But the old problems, the inner child needs some healing now. You're like, what do you mean? What inner child portion do I need to heal? And, I got some, people in the comment sections being like, I don't need to heal. I don't need to heal. Well, if it's coming up, right, then that means there's something in you that is keeping you from getting to where you want to be. Now, saying that it's a blame thing now, I always have to say that because I don't want people getting mad at me thinking I'm blaming them for the reason why they can't be happy. It's not it. It's just there's something internally that may be blocking you, right? You have to be ready to accept the thing that comes in, right? The Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, right? Everything happens for a reason, and usually when triggers come up, those are the when we're in the process of getting our getting what we want, manifesting a relationship that could potentially lead to marriage, that could potentially lead to moving in together, having actual children, moving in that direction. We will get hit with triggers, and we're like, damn, I don't want to face that. Damn, I don't want to, deal with that. Some of us, get real pissed off with the person that made us feel something that actually isn't their fault for making us feel, if that makes sense. And the reason why those triggers come up is because that's the universe's way of saying, hey, we need you to repair this so that way you can be ready for what's to come, so you can handle it and not worry about the old issues that could come up. So it's like, this is a good process of healing, and both of you guys are both providing that for each other. Support, stability, you have this person's back, they have yours, and I like this. And I feel like this is there's a lot of healing that can come of this, and it just all depends on the approach and how you handle it. So every time you hit a snag or a trigger from somebody outside of you, and you come to your boo and you're like complaining to them and telling them what's going on, that's a good thing, because it allows you to go into that wound a little deeper to see where it's coming from. Not from that person that said it or pissed you off in the first place, but to really get to the root of why it bothered you in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Because the best place, the place that I aspire to be, is when nothing affects me, nothing, not aspire, but, I know when I hit a peak when I know that nothing anyone says to me will bother me, nothing that I do will upset me. I will be judgment free. You know what I mean? So, I know that my life and everyone else's life isn't black and white, etc., etc. Coming from a place of pure freedom. So when you hit walls, when you hit triggers, when you hit people that piss you off, it's not that person, it's you. It's something internally that's hurting, it hasn't been healed. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, you have this headspace here, Saggies. This is your side here, the other person's side here. But again, this is a general reading, so we'll go ahead and pick the side that resonates with you the most. But I read this as a default for my clients, okay? I do offer this on my Instagram page as well. But, I'm talking so much, I'm sucking in air, and I'm I got air bubbles in my throat. Anyway. So the Six of Cups, is in your headspace, Saggies, or the other person's headspace. And now, this talks about the past. So there's a lot of thinking of the past, a lot of reminiscing. By the time you watch this video, we'll be well out of Venus retrograde, but we're not done with Venus's trip back to Scorpio. We're going through a shadow period right now where she's already kind of glossed over it, and she's about to go over those degrees one last time. So we're looking at the past relationships, or how the past was. We're remembering, but we're going over the steps that we've already come over. So I know this, you're like, why are we bringing astrology into this? It's because your mindset right now has a lot to do with how you feel about your connection, how you feel about your relationship. For a lot of you guys, this could be a really good thing, but at the same time, you want to be careful, because the Six of Cups can indicate rose-tinted glasses. In the reality of the situation is what's brought you together, right? The shocking truth of the situation, and you can't deny that the tower just blew up your tower. The lightning just blew up your tower. So reality is what brought you two together. So with the Six of Cups, I do have this feeling that there is a bit of a rose-tinted glasses feel, only because you feel open to love. You're ready to go ahead and move forward. You're in a healing process right now, healing your, the past. If you have any things that, past stuff that come up in the process of that. Now, the other person, though, they're going through a past situation too, but it's a little different, right? Their past is not as rosy and, rose-tinted glasses. This is all like a second chance, second opportunity, call to action sort of deal. Very Plutonian. And when the Judgment card comes up, yeah, there's a big review. You're looking at how much you've changed, how much you've grown, how much you've changed since this situation has come back. And also, this also talks about a situation that you thought was kind of like dead and gone and never had the opportunity. You never have to have that opportunity again with a certain situation. Boom, it's come back. Okay. Oops, sorry. Boom, it's come back. You have a new opportunity. You have a second chance. You can start over, but it's about how you do it versus, just straight up accepting the new opportunity, because you have to start different. You guys, are you going to do something different here when this opportunity comes up? So this, this Judgment energy is it's past oriented too, but this one's a bigger deal. Well, not really a bigger deal, but this one is pretty huge for this individual, because this is like almost like a shot for them. This is like, okay, this is my time. This is my absolute opportunity to take advantage of this opportunity that I didn't think I was going to have again. Okay. This person is in love land here. I love it. This person is in love. They're just in love, but they also heal and stuff too. And I think the Six of Cups as well may not just be that they have rose-tinted glasses, but they may be looking back at the past too, when they were younger, when they were first in love. That could bring up some old stuff too, But it also can indicate some old issues, some old stuff that may come back up. And usually the Six of Cups is not a sad card. There could be times when this person was happy and they, that hurts them to remember that. So they may need to heal from that too. But all in all, there's a lot of looking back at the past, child-oriented stuff, right? You're looking in your inner child. Now, what you guys present to the table, this person is ready to go. You see the King of Pentacles? Ready to go. This person is ready to go, okay? They're ready to settle down, stabilize, they're looking to provide a stable ground. Now, considering you're Sagittarians, I don't really mind this, because these two are coming up. If it was just one or the other, I'd be like, ooh, Saggies. They may be very focused on something else, very focused on the career, their money making and everything like that. This person is very business oriented. They obviously present themselves and how they're seen to the world as even a business person or very career influenced, but they're doing this for a better future, for a brighter future with you. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is not, it's not a lie. It was there. I'll show you again. Boom. But the situation is that they're ready to go. They're ready to stabilize. They're showing that they have, the means necessary to make this relationship work between you and this individual. And you coming into this, if this is not you, the other person is coming into this with an open heart, an open mind, and an open soul. All right. An open mind part will be a little bit, this is more based off emotions when the Ace of Cups comes up. So when I say open mind, I really just kind of mean open spirit. Okay. Because you're opening to a new experience with this individual. You're not looking just at the past here. You have the memories, right? But you're starting fresh. You're like the Fool is presenting here. You're starting fresh. Judgment. This person is starting fresh. They have to start fresh, because no matter no matter what the past shows them or what they've been through with you and them or whatever, with the past relationships, what have you, they have to start fresh, because they're not the same individual that's having this opportunity again. This is a fresh, brand new them that they have to kind of start over from. Okay. Now, I feel like with the Ace of Cups, it's the same thing for you or the other person. You're starting fresh, you're starting new, but you have an open heart about it. You're not necessarily particular, having any expectations. Your heart is open to the experience of it. And for that is really nice. And where this person is coming from, or if this is you, this person is coming from a very stable place in itself, right? You guys are coming from a place of ready to settle down too. You're ready to put time and invest time into something that is grounding. You guys are the fire signs, right? One of the fire signs that go out and travel and do a lot of exotic things, express themselves, put yourselves out there. That's a lot of fire, but where do you contain that fire, right? And I feel like your relationship is what helps you contain it. Not like you needed that, the relationship, because each of these individuals, they don't need each other actually, but they're one hell of a duo when they are together. They're both independent in their own right. And I feel like this person has to just utilize the skills that they've got to make this relationship happen, to do the best that they can with making this happen. They have skills and experience and the tools that they need right there at their disposal. That's what makes this person ready to go. Ready to hit the streets, ready to make this relationship the biggest, the baddest that it can ever be. And the Queen of Pentacles, she's the same way, but she's got an open heart and she's got that nurturing sort of spirit. She's ready to kind of take that pentacle and raise it till it's fully grown. Like, she has got this mentality of like, hey man, we're gonna hit snags and stuff, but I'm in it to win it. There's nothing gonna deter me from anything. And the Queen of Pentacles is looking for that same sort of commitment, just as much as she's willing to commit and put her whole heart and soul into making it happen. There's going to be snags, there's going to be difficult spots, and I feel like everybody's already hit that already. They've hit it before. But they're not going to buckle. This is something they both see great value in. They see great value in each other and the benefit of being in a relationship together. Not just because of any financial or financial or pretty much just it. No financial reason per se. I mean, it could be that this is for business. This very well could indicate a business partnership. But if this is a relationship, I don't think this is just about love. Like, you guys could be coming together for work, because children can indicate projects and, small little things that you guys are building, like a career or small little business or whatever, some sort of teamwork invested thing that can build you guys money. But I think this is more of value, seeing value in each other, wanting to create a relationship with each other, creating something that pretty much is unbreakable. Now, what brings you two together is the Tower. Okay, I'm gonna show you the Tower. Now, the Tower is coming up here. That's one hell of a way to get together. Something really just had to, just came unexpectedly. Either it was the shock of love, being hit by Cupid, or Uranus's version of Cupid, which is like earth-shattering craziness. But you guys had to start from the very beginning. Something really brought you guys down to a ground level situation, if that makes sense. And the challenges you guys face is the Chariot, which is balance, flow, moving forward. Okay. And I feel like there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of, I say passion, but I feel like there's a lot of depth between you and this person. Like, two major kind of cards out of, this person, over here doesn't. But with the Chariot coming up, I feel like there is this need to balance things in your life. The thing that's difficult is prioritizing and balancing in your life. Getting order, taking control. Because I think the thing that led you guys together was the reality of things being out of your control. Or the reality of things being let go. Because before the Tower is the Devil, right? So that talks about being bound, feeling stuck, feeling trapped, not really recognizing the power that you have in that moment. You're just allowing influences to take over you, and the Tower snaps you right out of it. It's the reality check. It's like, no, you got lost in the sauce. We got to snap you back out of it. You got to get you back to doing what you have a purpose for. And that Chariot is like, okay, now it's about taking control. Now it's about making it happen, steering that ship to the right planet. You know what I mean? And I feel like, with that being said, right, I feel like, this person with the rose-tinted glasses, they're using this, they have the potential to use this as a way to inspire them to work. If this is you, Saggy, this love that you're feeling for them, this really intense feeling of like open love and, and just like newness and feeling like this is, you feel like you're fresh, new in love again. This is why the Ace of Cups is coming up. You're feeling like you felt like when you were in love all over again, back in love with all over again. This could be an ex as well. Okay, judgment, and the Six of Cups. That's X returning energy, but it doesn't have to be. But it could indicate that you feel like that innocence, that falling in love innocently sort of feeling, and that should be that can be utilized as your motivation, right? Motivation is to work, to put the balance into, to prioritize the things that you need to prioritize to stabilize. Same with this person. They have everything they need from this very start. They have everything they need, all the tools and the skills, as do you. And that can benefit them and balance their life as well. The Jack of all trades, right? That's the Magician. And I feel like using those skills and gonna balance it in a cohesive manner, that's what's going to help you guys build a stable relationship. Y'all got some really good cards coming up here. I'm excited. Everybody's really got it. All right. So, whispers of love to cap off the night here. I may not use the whispers of love every time. I think I'll oscillate from the rest of the decks here, rest of the oracle decks, because I have some really good ones that I absolutely love, and I would love to see what they would say at this point. But since I'm only going to pull 2 per reading like this, yeah. Shoot. And you know what? Maybe I'll do a special one these weeks and pull 3 oracle cards. Ooh, have patience. Love is patient and kind always. I believe it. The King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, super patient. Why are they patient? Because they understand that things, building something with great value, like this, like Pentacles, for instance, takes time. It does take time. And as long as you're invested and you're working and you're focused on what you're doing and what you're doing at the time, as you're waiting for it to blossom, waiting for your cement to set, that's what counts the most. Not how long it's going to take you, but what you're doing in the meantime. So, and I feel like that building of that communication, that building of that bond that you together, and if this is financial for the of you guys while you're handling your financial situation, that balance is what's going to get this ship rolling. That's what's going to get this chariot like moving like nobody's business. But it starts by having a balance between your work and your time together and building something of great value, building a foundation between the both of you, a connection that's unbreakable. That's like I said, that's communicating with each other, that's spending quality time with each other, strengthening that bond, making that thing strong. And if you have arguments, hash it out, do what you need to do, say what you need to say, but come to a solutionary resolve, right? Work on making solutions together. Whenever you guys hit a snag, work together to come up with solutions. You guys are soulmates in that regard.